This video is about what is tracking damage in World of Tanks. Every vehicle either has tracks or wheels, and you can damage the track by hitting it in a certain way, usually from the side. You can also do it from the front. And what will happen is when the track is damaged, it will either it has a certain number of hit points. If it gets down to half of its hit points, the vehicle will not be able to move. And you will get a little record that shows that if another player damages that vehicle because you made it inoperable, you get a little bit of a bonus. So basically, what the strategy is a fast moving tank. You're going to try and stop it to immobilize it. And if you do so and your allies damage that vehicle while it's immobilized, you get the credit for that shot that you made. The other example is a vehicle might come out from behind a building and you track it so he's stuck out in the open and he can't get to safety, and your allies damage that vehicle before he repairs his tracks, you get what is called tracking damage. It's not actual damage that you receive in this. It doesn't affect the hit points. Your allies are causing the hit points. So if you track the vehicle, you see over here it says track destroyed E100. Somebody else caused that 750 damage. You damage the track. The E100 is no longer able to move until he repairs it. One of your allies fired a shot and did 750 damage on that E100. Your ally gets the 750 damage in hit points that's removed from the E100. Your ally gets 750 damage to his total damage count. The E100 loses 750 hit points. You get 750 tracking damage. It shows combined with, see over here, it has these two sniper icons. This includes spotting damage and tracking damage. Stun damage is the number beneath it. If you're playing an SPG and you both, in one shot, you stun it and track it, then your ally damages it, you get the higher value, whatever the higher value is. If the higher value is from tracking, you get the tracking damage or something like that. That's something that I read somewhere. Now, spotting and tracking works in a similar way. If you spot a vehicle and your enemy damages it, you get assistance damage, which gets combined together in the end of the game. So you have spotting damage and tracking damage is called assistance damage. They get combined together. And if you go into your vehicle list, you go to service record, go to vehicles, and you click on a vehicle, you'll see it says damage caused with your assistance, and it says 449. This is a combination of spotting damage and tracking damage, meaning that you either spotted a tank or damaged its track, and while you did that, your allies were causing damage until they become unspotted or until the track is repaired. Unfortunately, in this case, it does not, it combines them together and you cannot split them out. I don't know if I have a battle report. I'm going to check and see if I do. But if you look at your battle report, okay, I don't have a battle report. If you look at your battle report at the end of the game, it will tell you how much tracking you did, how much spotting you did, how much assistance you did. It's not currently laid out the best way. You have to do a lot of clicking around in order to see all the numbers, but that essentially is what tracking damage is. Again, you can hit the track from the front to damage it or on the side. You'll notice that this has cogs on the front, which indicates that there's probably an axle there connected to the transmission. And you'll notice that there's no cogs on this wheel over here, which indicates that it's probably not connected to the transmission. I've done some testing. I believe that if you hit within the empty space, it might not track the vehicle. I really don't remember because I did it a long time ago. And there is a difference between using the AP rounds and high explosive rounds. It will affect the tracks differently, and every vehicle is different. You notice that underneath the hull is empty space, and maybe if you hit the wheel, it might track it, but if you go through the empty space, maybe it won't. So there's a lot of issues involved with tracking a vehicle. And what some players do, if the vehicle has a lot of hit points and you've got a lot of allies and he's out in the open, hit the track and let your allies do the damage. If your gun does a small amount of damage, this does 500 damage per shot. But if your gun only does 100 damage and you damage that track and your allies are doing 700 damage, you get a lot of credit in your battle report that goes towards your EXP and marks of excellence. So that's a strategy you can use instead of damaging vehicles with a lot of hit points. Just damage their tracks and get that assistance damage. You use it if you want to earn extra credits, if you wanted more EXP. If you do it against a higher tier tank, you can't penetrate the frontal armor, so go for the track and then get the EXP and the credits and the mark of excellence scores and those numbers instead of the damage. It's one of the little techniques that you can use. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.